Oh, we are so back. This is my second video recording today, and I just needed stuff to talk about, turns out. Evil Dead Burn, alright? Did not know this film was coming out until like 2 weeks ago, which, if you know me, you know the channel. Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, my favourite film. Evil Dead is my favourite franchise. I love it. I love all the films. I love the TV show. I've actually not played any of the video games, so I can't say if I love them or not. But yeah, a new Evil Dead film. Like, what is going on? When did this franchise just go from like dormant to now suddenly we've got two films within like 2 years of each other? I can't remember when Rise came out, but this one follows off the back of Rise. It's actually, I think, the first well, yeah, apart from obviously Evil Dead 2 Army of Darkness, but kind of the first proper direct sequel we've had in a while. And we're going to kind of explain my feelings towards the film at the start. I'll get into more spoiler stuff towards the end of the video, so I'll kind of give you an idea of when I'm going to talk about the spoilery stuff. But it fits within the Evil Dead mold, I will say that. I think it's one of the weaker Evil Dead films. I think it's still a good film, still enjoyable if you're an Evil Dead fan like I am. I think there's a lot of callbacks, a lot of references. There's a lot of by the numbers Evil Dead stuff that, you know, fans like me who love the franchise, who love that sort of stuff, are going to enjoy. I think it does wear out its welcome a little bit, and when I go into kind of more detail about the story, I'll kind of try and explain why. First off, the main standout for me is some of the cinematography that's in this film. Like some of the camera angles, like Evil Dead's kind of been known for using unique kind of camera angles, and I think this one does it really well. There's some really nice camera shots, moving camera shots, focus camera shots, some unique angles that they kind of go for, and it makes for some of the scenes really standing out and really kind of they'll stick long in the memory. Definitely, the practical effects, where we're continuing the trend of Evil Dead films utilising practical effects. Some of it could have been CGI, but I think the vast majority of the effects in this film are practical, and they are done beautifully. Like there's some horrendous injuries. There's some like bucket loads of gore. There's just some awful, awful injuries that happen in this film, and some pretty brutal deaths. Like genuinely, like just a good. I want to say a good time for Evil Dead fans who kind of like that stuff, where it's just over the top, blood, gore, and it makes for some really thrilling scenes. I thought the fight choreography was really good, like very visceral. Little spoiler, but it's just about a scene. Basically, there's a fight scene in a car, very claustrophobic, but you feel like they're just using all areas of the car. They're really making it impactful. All the hits feel strong, and those are the kind of the standout elements of this film. A lot to do with the kind of effects, the way it's shot, and obviously the kind of the fight scenes that I discussed. Where it lacks the impact, I think, is in the story and is in the characters themselves. Just didn't really buy in. They just basically it goes too quickly. The story, it flies through the first kind of like some key points and doesn't allow the kind of characters to grow. You don't get a chance to really be attached to any of the characters, and ultimately the protagonist at the end, while her story is meant to be quite powerful and quite impactful, I don't think it really worked out the way that the filmmakers were. Like, I didn't feel that kind of triumphant moment in her. And that's, I think, just down to me not really engaging with the character herself. Like, it's a very kind of, they're trying to tell this really traumatic story with what she's been through, and at the end she becomes better for it. But yeah, it just didn't really vibe for me. Just wasn't really interested. The pace of the film is 100 miles an hour. Like, this film has zero chill, and there's some key scenes where, like, it's pretty much from the word go, where the first scene in the boat, there's rain, there's a funeral scene which you would assume be nice and calm and not relaxing, but like calmer, you know, allow a chance to breathe. But there's construction going outside, so it's still disruptive. So you're constantly kind of on edge in this film, which I think that is a good aspect of it. But also, it just feels like it breezes through the first kind of 30 minutes of the story, and you're like, whoa. And then we're in the house, and all hell breaks loose. So that's kind of my overall feelings. I think it's a good film. I think it's a good Evil Dead film. I think there's some shortcomings in me actually caring about the characters, which obviously has drawbacks on kind of the impact of some of the deaths. But the just some of the more the filmmaking techniques is where it stands out and really does showcase itself as quite a unique Evil Dead film. So we'll get into, I'll just kind of breeze through the story. So basically, it's trying to connect the films, which I think is quite, and the TV show, which is quite interesting. I think that's quite interesting. So basically, there's a family. The son has found I don't know if he found the, spoilers by the way, I don't know if he finds the Necronomicons at the start or it's the daggers. But it might be the daggers. Basically, the dagger's the key thing, the Kandarian dagger. So that must be what he finds at the start. That is the key item that the Deadites are looking for. They want the power of this Kandarian dagger because it's obviously one of the things that can, hurt them. So he finds it, and then that wakes up the demon from the Evil Dead Rise film, the one before this. So the one who gets killed down by the lake, she's dormant there, and then she gets woken up because they can sense the dagger's been released into the world from its sealed package. I don't know how that worked. He did explain it. And the first two deaths are glorious. I must say, the fishing line, the practical effects here with it wrapped around his face, the hooks are in his eyeballs and stuff. It's really, really good. Gets dragged in. His buddy goes out to get him. He's dragged out. Then the buddy gets knocked in. He gets boiled alive, and then the Deadite walks to the road to find someone who we discover is a brother within this family. He dies. He gets burned alive. I get really nice kind of visceral scene here with the car running her over, and then she's got a practical head like hanging off. It's great, love it. But before that, the brother basically has a girlfriend, a wife, Alice. She's the main character. I can't remember any of the other characters. See, this is what I mean. They didn't leave an impact on me. So you got the brother, Will, Alice. You've got the brother of Will. Can't remember, Jordan. I want to say Jordan. His wife, I don't even know. I'm sorry, her girlfriend or whatever. Basically, they get into an argument. Will drives off, drunk, crashes into the Deadite, gets set alight. Cut to the next day, couple of days, funeral for him with the construction site. As I'm saying, like this dread. The father then tries to rescue Will because he hears the coffin going. He gets burned. He then becomes a Deadite. I think he's probably the standout actor from this whole thing. And again, can't remember his name. Emmett, Walter. He's the dad is the standout deadite in this. He's really good at the dinner table, like where he's just being fucking mean, he's being nasty, and he's just getting in people's faces. And then the poor dog. Oh, they killed the dog brutally, I might add. And yeah, so they try to get him away. The car scene happens. Brutal scene this, with just banging off of stuff. People getting thrown, like seats getting broken, stabbing. It's whoa. I was like, this is cool. This is cool. Fire extinguisher goes off. The brother, who I can't remember his name, and his girlfriend, and the dad. The dad's got, or the son's got the dad with a gun to his head, doesn't shoot it, runs away. The dad kills the girlfriend, and you're like, you motherfucker. But you know he's gonna come back in the end and do something. So he runs back to the house. At this point, the granny's the comic relief, and you know what? Some genuinely like funny moments in this, like some genuine funny moments that were like mainly involving the granny and her stair lift. Like it's one of those ones that is so slow going up the stairs. It's just she's just funny. Like even when she's a deadite, she gets a really good laugh out loud scene from me. So where did I get to? So basically, this is the bit. So this is the rest of the film in this house with the deadites, and it does, I think, start to wear its welcome a little bit. I think they went too early into this. I think if you cut this bit down and maybe had a bit more of an extension into it with the story, with the family dynamics, like they talk about the family a lot, but you just know that they all hate her. But there could have been more intricacies and more kind of different dynamics within the family that could have made it a lot more interesting, I think. But ultimately, the rest of the film is in the house being attacked by the deadites. And listen, it works in some degrees, it doesn't in others. But the rest of this is the film. This is it. And they're looking for the Kandarian dagger. Again, some of the fight scenes are really cool, like the dishwasher scene's pretty brutal. The girlfriend comes back and basically scares the boyfriend, the brother of Will, onto the wash machine with it. There's some good foreshadowing, I will say that, some really good foreshadowing, like the corkscrew, like the dishwasher. What motherfucker in this world puts their cutlery face up? That's why you don't do it. Face down, so everything sharp is pointing down. So he lands in that, she gets on top of him. He then puts the corkscrew into her neck, and she's like, you can kill me, but you can't kill your dad. She scrapes it through, but then the granny calls her away, which is quite funny. And other standout scenes, the bathroom scene with the mum. Really cool camera shot of the Alice being dragged up the wall with a shower curtain and to really kind of like hang her from the ceiling. Pretty cool. But yeah, overall, without like obviously, basically the main point of the protagonist is Alice was being basically in a domestic abuse relationship with Will. He hurt her, deliberately spilt like boiling water on her. The mum knew apparently and did nothing. So, and I see what we're going, like she couldn't run. She stuck with him through this. She stuck with him, and at the end, she finally stands up to him and ultimately kills him. But it just didn't. It didn't hit. It didn't hit me in the way that I think they were hoping. Didn't have enough time with Alice. Didn't have enough time in the relationship. Like you knew, like the guy's Will's portrayed as a dick, and I don't even know if his name Will. I'm gonna keep saying it away. I've said it for so long, but so he at the start is a dick to her, very controlling, demeaning, and you're like, okay, see that where this is going. But apart from that, like, yeah, didn't really see much of Alice, and ultimately she finds the Corellia dagger, stabs a bunch of people, sets the house on fire, and we're done. Yeah, it's it's up at 11 and it stays up there for the rest of the film. I don't remember a moment where you can actually relax. I think that was an interesting way to go, but I think horror works best when you do have those moments to like gain yourself, and then you go, oh crap, you kind of know when a horror scene's happening. You're like, we're in a horror scene. Where it just felt the whole film you were like, oh, okay, yeah, we're next, and it didn't really give you a chance to relax and like actually get scared because you've been scared for so long that it just became kind of numb. And not that it was an overly scary film or tried to be in that regard. There was only kind of a few jump scares and there wasn't really any quiet bits. It was mainly quite action packed, very gory, very bloody, very intense, like a really intense film. But ultimately, I think it falls short of being like a great Evil Dead film. I think it's a good film. I would watch it again, definitely. But just had some shortcomings in the end. So let me know. What do you think? What do you think about Evil Dead Burn? And there's going to be another one as well because they leave a cliffhanger ending, of course. So listen, another Evil Dead film. I am so open to it. I would like to see this one. I know the Evil Dead films, they're kind of taking place in buildings, and obviously the Cabin in the Woods is a classic one, but I would like to see it take place somewhere different. I know a mall would be quite a good place to go. That'd be quite a good place. Like I don't feel like we've had a good horror mall film in a while. So Evil Dead, whatever, go to the mall next time. Give us a bit more space to play with. I think it'd be. Give us more people. Give us more deaths. Make it a bit cheesier and a bit more comedy focused, and I think we'll have a blockbuster on our hands. But that's just my 2 cents. Anyway, what do you think of Evil Dead Burn? Have you seen it? Are you going to see it? If you've not seen it, why are you watching this film? I've just spoiled pretty much the whole thing for you. But if you have seen it, let me know what you thought. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. And with all that being said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.